Alright, moviegoers, my name is Mormon Mafioso, and welcome to a new web series slash YouTube channel that I will be doing. Ow. Got hit in the head by a garage door opener there. So, the name of the web series is going to be called Salma-Cinema. Salma-Cinema. And basically what I'll be doing is giving you the reactions leading up to me going to go see a new movie and my immediate reactions after the movie. Kind of my thought process here was, if you go on the internet, you go on YouTube, you're going to see all these really refined reviews of movies, and it's not anybody's real movie reaction. They probably take time to read other people's reviews and write up this really fancy speech. This is me straight up telling you what I feel, and hopefully what I feel exactly after the movie. So we're in for a treat. I love movies. To give you a little bit of my resume, I used to work at a Blockbuster Video for 2.5 years, so that's something. I'd say I've seen between 1,000 and 2,000 movies in my life. I really don't know how to quantify that. But anyway, today's movie is Power Rangers. Now, let me tell you, folks, I am super stoked for this movie. I'll be the first one to admit it. Did I watch Power Rangers as a kid? Yes, I did. Oh my gosh. My parents weren't really big into Saturday morning cartoons, but I still remember that first Saturday when I tuned in and it was halfway between an episode and the Megazord was going at it with Scorpina. I'm not sure if that's her real name. Oh man, was I hooked. And I even followed Power Rangers into its next iteration. It was like Samurai something. It was well after the movie with the purple guy. Anyway, I watched Power Rangers as a kid. It was great. It was fun. I'm a big personal fan of big robots fighting kaiju. So, you know, Voltron, Transformers, you know, love big robots. And when Pacific Rim came out, I almost shit my pants because that is a freaking awesome movie. So if you'll notice, my taste in movies are probably not as refined as someone who is a film student, film critic, what have you. I'm just here to have fun. So that's what I'm hoping here today, to have fun watching Power Rangers, because I've heard nothing but good things about the movie. Is it a great movie? Is it going to win an Oscar? Absolutely not. That's not the point. Why would you go see Power Rangers if you thought it was going to be like a beautiful, artful film? This is going to be a movie about teenagers with attitude fighting large monsters. And let me tell you what's this movie's got going for it, ladies and gentlemen. It's got Billy Cranston, which is literally the Blue Ranger in the movie. But I'm talking about Bryan Cranston. I'm talking about the Heisenberg himself, or Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. You know, is his name Bill Cranston? For some reason, that doesn't seem familiar. I'm gonna have to edit this part out. Anyway, we got Billy Cranston, Bryan Cranston, that's who it is, Bryan Cranston. We got Bryan Cranston in this movie, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, yeah, he wasn't that great in Godzilla just because he got killed off in the first 10 minutes, but if that was the only reason, if he was the only thing about this movie that I was excited about, that would be enough. But I'm also excited because it looks just really shiny and new, and it looks like a true reboot grounded in reality. So I am super excited about this, ladies and gentlemen. We will see how it goes. My trip to the movie theater is a little bit long. Well, not too long. I have one about 10 minutes away. And once we get there, I won't be filming in the theater. Sorry, folks. I just don't do that. Although this nice little GoPro would make it super easy, but not going to do that. So this is just filming up until me going to the movie, and then the movie immediately afterwards. So, yeah. I'll check in right before I get out of the car and as I'm walking up to the theater, but until then, I will see you in your seats. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, and I have just arrived at the theater. As you can see, It is a Larry H. Miller Megaplex. It is a great theater, by the way. Absolutely highly recommend it. It's got all the wonderful amenities. It's got a luxury box office theater. Can't beat it. Anyway, I'm not even getting... That's a non-paid endorsement right there. So, I'm going into the movie. I'm super excited. I will see you guys in, I don't know, an hour, however long it takes to get this movie over with. And I'll let you know how it goes. I will let you know how the movie is. I think it's going to be really good, guys. You really need to go see this movie. Do it for your inner child. Do it because you loved Power Rangers as a kid. Do it because it's not really an original idea, but it is a superhero movie. I guess what I'm trying to say, it's not a Marvel movie. So that in itself should be a reason to go see it. So I will check in with you guys in an hour and a half, and then we'll talk about how it went. Thanks.
I'll get you, my pretties!
Alright, moviegoers. I just got out of Power Rangers, and I just say I really, really wanted to like it. And I did. I did like it. I usually give a movie a rating on a scale of 1 to 10. And in this case, sadly, the Rangers get a 7.5. And I'll go into the details as to how I came to that number. It was fun, but it could have been funner. So let's start with the basics. Let's start with, cinematography, casting, costumes, special effects, and the like. So, starting with casting, I think they actually did a fairly decent job. They're teenage actors, although a few of them looked a little bit older than teenagers. I'd be very surprised to see them in high school. But they did good. The acting, this wasn't Shakespeare. We didn't need them to be that good. But they fit their roles pretty well. They made Billy Cranston black, which was great. I enjoyed that, and they actually made him on the spectrum, meaning he probably is slightly autistic, which I don't know, worked for it. And then Trini didn't really go into her backstory very much. She was just kind of kind of slutty. She seemed to, and I don't mean that came out in the movie at all, but the reason why she apparently moved around a lot, and it was because she had trouble with her past boyfriends or something like that. I don't know, kind of a weird thing. Jason, he's all-star Jason was an all-star quarterback. That was right. It seemed and felt right. Who are we missing? Zach, Asian. Not a kung fu master, which is great, because not all Asians living in America are like kung fu masters. Like, he just was really normal. So the overall cohesiveness of the group, the actors, they worked well. Oh, and there was Kimberly, kind of a valley girl. Although, I gotta talk a minute about Angel Grove. In the movie, in the cartoon show, Angel Grove was like this really kind of upscale Orange County type neighborhood in California. This Angel Grove was like a crab farm or something. Kind of run down. I'm thinking not California, probably like Oregon or maybe Washington. Colder climate and whatnot. So it was kind of a gross little town. And so to call Kimberly a valley girl, I guess you could just call her a popular cheerleader. Anyway, getting through that, that worked well. The team works well. Angel Grove was a little dirty, a little weird. The special effects, as good as you could be expected. When they put on their Ranger costumes, not too bad. What else should we talk about? Bryan Cranston, Zordon. He was kind of wasted again, but I don't know how he couldn't have been. He was supposed to, not a cop. I'm scared of cops. He was supposed to be stuck in a wall. He was just this projection, and so, I mean, in that case, he did really well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, cinematography, fine. Special effects, fine. Casting, fine. You know, kind of average. But the other three things that I look at when I review a movie is, what is the source material and were they faithful to it? Who was the movie made for? Who was the target audience? Because, you know, there's thousands and hundreds of thousands of millions of people in America and the world, and, you know, not every movie is going to be good for every moviegoer. So who's the target audience, and how much fun did I have watching it? So this is the meat and potatoes. So what is the source material? Well, we know I think there's probably a cartoon, what I mean by that is comic book. I'm sure that was a thing. I'm mostly basing it off the cartoon show that I watched as a kid, and not the millions of, you know, iterations afterwards. I'm talking about the original 5, and it was pretty close. I really think that they did a good job with the source material. Some of the changes, they made changes and whatnot, and I was totally fine with it. Like, Zordon and his original team apparently fought Rita 65 million years ago in the Cenozoic era, which makes just a little weird, but I liked it actually. The first opening 5 minutes were phenomenal. I was hooked. And then, so the source material, going back to source material, they were good. They were Zords, they were in the shape of dinosaurs, there was the different color rangers, they were chosen because they were strong, they're teenagers, it all fit, it all worked out. Who was the movie made for? The movie was made for, and I can say this pretty clearly, teenagers. So the first 5 minutes were great. And then it drops off into the origin story, you know, where the superheroes, they don't get their powers, they don't get the whole story right away. They have to, you know, they have to work up to it. But it just turned into this angsty, drama-filled, like, weird teenage movie. And, like, maybe it works, and maybe they were trying to be edgy. I kind of they were going for a Dark Knight vibe, you know, with the origin story. But it didn't need to be. Really, Power Rangers is supposed to be fun. It is supposed to be campy, and so they went a little heavy on the drama. Decent enough origin stories, but there was a long period between the hook, the getting you started, and the final product. I mean, spoiler alert: you didn't see the Megazord until the last 10 minutes of the movie. And I get it. They want to do a franchise, but when you're doing something as risky as remaking the Power Rangers movie, you're going to want to, you know, feature your good stuff more than, like, the last 15 minutes of the movie. Like, they didn't even morph until the last, like, 20 minutes of the movie. And I get it. They're building up to it, but you have these audiences, they're unforgiving. They expect perfection on the first try. And so, yeah, maybe you're setting this up to be a long series of movies, you know, maybe there's Power Rangers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It may not get another chance. If you don't wow in your first franchise movie, you may not get a second, and so they delayed it a little bit too long, but, and you might lose the teenagers, you might lose the little kids who go there just for the fun. Kind of lost me. But that being said, man, when they first get their Zords and they start Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they actually threw that in there, and I was like, yes, that's awesome. And that was really fun. When the Zords showed up, when they finally morphed, that's when the movie got fun again. And I really enjoyed it. So going into how much fun I had, I would say I had a lot of fun. It could have done better. It could have been more fun. It could have been funner, because the last 15 minutes was the funnest part of the movie, and you know, had fun. I had a lot of fun watching it. It was true to the source material, and they really did make it for a certain audience. That's where I think their biggest failing is they could have made it more widely. Sorry, I'm burping like Rick and Morty. That's where they could have done better. They could have made it for more people. They could have made it for. They have to realize that the people that originally liked Power Rangers, they're 32 and have a boring government job, like myself, Mormon mafioso. So I am done. I'm pulling into my house here, and yeah. Hopefully this is a good first episode. Sorry I didn't look at the camera the entire time. This is Mormon Mafioso, and I will see you next time at the movies.